The billionaire had spent his life building empires. Tall glass towers with his name engraved at the top, companies that conquered industries, and power that made nations bow. Yet, for all his victories, Adrian Blackwell was a man with shadows behind his eyes. He was feared in boardrooms, respected in courts, and envied by rivals, but he was utterly alone. One cold morning, his doctor delivered words that shattered his world. "Mr. Blackwell, your heart condition has worsened. You must prepare, your time may be shorter than expected." The words lingered in the air like a death sentence. For the first time in decades, the billionaire who thought he was invincible felt fragile, mortal, and terrified. But fate worked in strange ways. That very night, when the rain lashed against the city, he crossed paths with her. Claire, a young woman working multiple jobs to survive, had no idea she was about to collide with the man whose face appeared in every magazine cover. She found him slumped in the corner of a quiet bar, his normally sharp suit damp with rain, his gaze distant. She thought he was just another lost soul. And he thought she was simply a stranger who looked at him without seeing dollar signs. They exchanged words that night, simple ones about life, about fear, about dreams unfulfilled. For the first time in years, Adrian laughed. She didn't know she was talking to a billionaire. He didn't tell her. Days turned into weeks, and Adrian found himself seeking her out. Claire's honesty, her warmth, her stubborn belief in hope, drew him closer. She wasn't impressed by his wealth or power, because she didn't even know the extent of it. Instead, she challenged him, teased him, and reminded him what it meant to live. But secrets couldn't stay hidden forever. When Claire discovered who he truly was, she was stunned. The Adrian she had come to care for was the same man plastered across newspapers, the untouchable billionaire. She accused him of lying, of toying with her heart. He begged her to understand. He hadn't lied to deceive her, he just wanted one person in his life who cared for the man, not the empire. It took time, but she stayed. Because somewhere along the way, Claire had fallen for the man behind the title. Then came the day of truth. Adrian collapsed in his office, his heart failing him. Claire was rushed to the hospital beside him, her tears staining the billionaire's cold, pale hand. The doctor's words echoed again, his heart won't hold much longer. But miracles don't always arrive in the way we expect. Claire, trembling but determined, whispered to him, "If you fight, if you stay, I'll give you the one thing you never had, family. An heir, a reason to live." Her words cut through the fog of despair. For a man who had everything, he had never truly had that. Not love, not a child, not someone who would carry his name with more than power, someone who would carry his heart. Adrian's recovery was slow, but her promise gave him strength. Months later, Claire stood by his side, not just as his love, but as the mother of his child. She gave him what billions could never buy: laughter in a home filled with warmth, tiny footsteps echoing through marble halls, and nights where he no longer felt the emptiness of loneliness. The billionaire who once thought his life was ending discovered that it was only just beginning. He had faced death, but found love. He had been told his days were numbered, but now he counted them differently, not in profits, not in victories, but in moments with Claire and the child who bore his name. When he looked at her across the nursery, cradling their baby, Adrian whispered, "The doctor said I was dying, but you gave me life." And Claire, with tears in her eyes, answered, "Not just life. Love." For the first time, the billionaire was no longer haunted by fear. He was a man reborn, with a heart that belonged entirely to the woman who had saved him. Not with money, not with power, but with love and the promise of forever.